Good evening, and welcome to my fourth installment of my personal log of the 4x4 by 48 challenge in support of suicide awareness and mental health. All right, 1/3 of the challenge is now complete. Just another 32 miles to go. Now, for those of you that don't know, after I finish each of my runs, I like to cool down. I like to slow the heartbeat down, and then I spend a good amount of time stretching. I spend a good 20 minutes or so stretching my body to make sure that all is well. Now, you might be wondering, do you stretch before you run as well? And to answer that question, I just want to say I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a doctor of any kind. But from my understanding, there are two different types of stretching: dynamic stretching and static stretching. Now, dynamic stretching warms up the body and gets the blood flowing, right? So you can imagine these are the stretches where you're moving. And these are best to do before you work out, as I've been told that it helps prevent injury. So this is what I do before I work out. And static stretches, that's what I do after I run. And static stretches are simply where you stand, you sit still, you basically hold a position for a given period of time. Now, although stretching does not prevent soreness, it does help prevent injury, and it increases blood flow to your muscles. So let's put this into perspective as it relates to our lives. Before we get involved in any matter in life, we should be mindful and consider the cost. When we choose to pause and enter situations with a calm spirit, we'll think more rationally, and oftentimes the outcome is much better than the alternative. Now, on the back end, many companies, including the military, have what's called an after-action report. We take the time to think through the highs and the lows of a given event or situation, and helps prepare us for next time. The hope in doing this is that we will be more prepared, more experienced, and more capable of executing whatever the challenge is before with better results. Now, does this mean that if we stretch enough, if we prepare enough after-action reports, will we never feel pain again, right? Or will we prevent all soreness afterwards? Absolutely not. Taking the time to stretch our bodies and to stretch our minds before and after our race helps prevent injury, not soreness. And within our military, that's exactly what we have. Injured men and women who are in need of a friend to stand by their side and stretch with them. I want to show you something real quick. This is a simple stretch that I do after every run. Okay? Now, I like to put my leg in right here and I go out. Okay? Now, as you can see, I can only go so far. But if I breathe in and then exhale, I'll find that I'll be able to go further than I was before. Now, in the same way, when we acknowledge the barrier in front of us by taking it in and choosing to let it go, releasing it, we'll find that our minds are much more capable of achieving tasks and creatively solving the problems that are in front of us. Let us remember to breathe in and exhale and hold. We'll find that we'll be able to achieve so much more if we're willing to stretch, not just our bodies, but our minds. Thanks so much for listening. God bless, and I'll see you again in 4 hours.